Raised by a single mother, this ordinary girl never imagined she would become a princess. But a chance meeting with a prince and their true love changed everything. This is an extraordinary story of Princess Khaleeda from the Kingdom of Johor, who is called the Malaysian Cinderella. How did a simple girl manage to enchant a prince? Why did Khaleeda's mother almost have a heart attack, and what did the prince say to her when they first met? And at what age can the princess become queen of all Malaysia, given the electoral system for kings? Watch the video to the end to find out. Let's get started. In July 1993, a baby girl was born to an ordinary Malaysian family. She was given the name Khaleeda, which means immortal in Arabic. Of course, the parents did not expect their daughter to live forever, but they hoped she would live a happy life. It so happened that Khaleeda's mother, Ismail, was left without a husband. The lonely woman had 5 children, 2 boys and 3 girls. Khaleeda was the youngest. It was a difficult time for the family, but Khaleeda's mother made sure the children received a good upbringing. When the girl was 10 years old, Ismail found an opportunity to give her daughter a proper education. A woman was offered a job at the Malaysian High Commission in the United Kingdom. She moved there temporarily and took Khaleeda with her. In London, the girl entered the prestigious St. George's School and then studied at the Westminster Academy. Thanks to her time in London, the girl received an excellent education and learned English and Spanish. When her mother's 6-year contract in England ended, she and Khaleeda returned to Kuala Lumpur, where the girl continued her studies. Khaleeda has always loved sports and has participated in various sporting events. One of them changed her whole future life. At a polo tournament in the capital, she met a charming man named Ismail. Khaleeda did not know who he was because at that moment the prince was one of the polo players and was not surrounded by security. According to her, it was love at first sight. The feeling that this meeting was no coincidence grew as Khaleeda and Ismail got to know each other better. It turns out that they both love football and are Manchester United fans. Both Ismail and Khaleeda also enjoy dancing, cats, morning jogging, and playing keyboard instruments. The young people seem to have known each other for years. When Khaleeda learned that her new friend was the Crown Prince of Johor, she was shocked. His family is worth billions of dollars and his father is the ruler of Johor. The girl was saddened because she was aware that aristocrats usually look for girls of equal descent for serious relationships. Khaleeda expected that Ismail would soon forget his new friend because she was not his match. But the prince thought otherwise. He was determined not to miss his happiness. Online users then noticed that Ismail and Khaleeda started tweeting at each other. They exchanged sweet and romantic goodnight wishes and other pleasantries. The guy was persistent, asking for meetings and giving gifts, and the girl reciprocated. Thus began the romance of Crown Prince Ismail and Khaleeda, which lasted for about 2 years. After this time, the young people knew for sure that they were destined for each other and decided to get married. When Khaleeda's mother found out who her daughter was dating, she nearly had a heart attack. She thought it was just entertainment for the prince and that he would later leave her daughter because she was not of royal blood. This was later revealed by the prince on one of the talk shows. I went home to her mother and told her that I was not playing around and that we were in a serious relationship. I promised her that I would take care of her daughter. I just wanted to give her mother that assurance, because if I were her, I'd be worried too.
They say that I'm a playboy, I'm a gangster. That's not true. That's not true. Nah. There's nothing like that.
Strangely enough, there was no objection from the Crown Prince's parents. They blessed the marriage. Perhaps because Sultan Ibrahim's own father also married a commoner, an Englishwoman, Josephine Ruby Trevorrow, whom he met while studying in England. As the royal family got to know Ismail's chosen one, they realized that he was indeed lucky. Despite her lack of aristocratic roots, Khaleeda has an inner nobility. She is not interested in fashion labels and is very modest. The newlyweds decided to celebrate the wedding in a small circle of relatives, so the date was kept secret to the last. The wedding was announced a few days before the holiday. On October 24, 2014, Ismail and Khaleeda became husband and wife in a private Akad Nikah ceremony. The lavish wedding reception was held on November 8 at the Sultan of Johor's royal palace, Istana Bazaar, and was made as public as possible. The reception was attended by more than 1,200 guests, including the Prime Minister of Singapore and the Sultan of Brunei. It was broadcast on large screens around the capital. Despite the sudden rain, Malaysians watched the incredibly beautiful wedding with joy. The newlyweds made a wedding procession and received many gifts from friends and relatives. They held hands, their faces shining with happiness. But it was noticeable that there was some sadness lurking in Ismail and Khaleeda's eyes. The reason was that shortly before the wedding, the incurable illness of the groom's younger brother, Prince Abdul Jalil, was announced. Doctors discovered a terrible disease in him, which will be fatal within a year. The most joyful event in the life of the newlyweds was mixed with sadness over the illness of a loved one. Still, the young people knew they had a long and happy life ahead of them. At the time of their marriage, Ismail was exactly 30 years old and Khaleeda was 21. Happiness was not long in coming. After a year and a half, the couple had a child, a girl named Amina Sophia. Another year later, Khaleeda gave birth to a boy. He was named Ibrahim in honor of his grandfather, the Sultan. The couple then had 2 more children, a boy, Abu Bakr, and a girl, Zarat Azaya, named after both grandmothers. 4 children forced the princess to immerse herself in their upbringing. However, the girl did not stop in her progress. She graduated from a national university. Today, Khaleeda is the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Technology Malaysia and President of the Association of Women Guides of the Kingdom of Johor. She is also active in charity work, helping her fellow countrymen to overcome difficult situations. In particular, she defends the rights of Malaysian women and opposes child abuse. She is therefore much loved by the common people. They are proud that their princess is not only young and beautiful, but also always ready to help those in need. Recently, Sultan Ibrahim, who has ruled the Sultanate of Johor for many years, was elected King of all Malaysia. Accordingly, Khaleeda's husband was given the title of Regent of Johor, meaning temporary ruler. And Khaleeda temporarily assumed the duties of the Queen of Johor. One day, Khaleeda will become the full-fledged Queen of Johor and perhaps even be honored as the Queen of all Malaysia. Given the country's electoral system, the next time the Sultan of Johor will become King of Malaysia will be 45 years from now. By then, Ismail will be 84 and Khaleeda will be 74. Something similar happened in 2011 when Abdul Halim Mudzan Shah ascended the throne at the age of 84. He is considered to be Malaysia's oldest monarch. Let us wish this beautiful couple to live to see this moment and use their accumulated wisdom to serve their people. But even if Ismail and Khaleeda do not occupy the highest post of the state, they have already received the main prize of their lives. The most important prize in their destiny was true love and the happiness they were able to give to each other and their children. Subscribe to our channel and give us a like if you enjoyed the video. See you soon.